It is another episode of Talkin Grizz. I'm your host, Kelcey. I am joined by the one and only Jason Jackson, the host inside the court for the Miami Heat. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
Great to be back. I'm so excited. Wish we were going to Gus's to get some fried chicken, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, you are going into this game. The Miami Heat are going into this game on a 4-game winning streak. The Grizzlies heading in on a 2-game winning streak, including a big win over the top team in the East just yesterday. In this game of basketball that is built on momentum, I want to hear from you who you think has the advantage coming into this game.
Who do I think, or who do I prefer, or who do I desire? There's so much going on.
Tap on, not who you want.
How about I speak to both sides then? How about I sit here and note how impressed I am? Listen, the way the Grizzlies play so fit Memphis, right? Like just the energy and the effort, kind of the musicality of the pace of how things go, the determination. As if we're being candid, this group is trying to say to everyone in the league, we're ready for the second season. We paid our dues. We've dealt with the agony. We're ready to get into that dance. And if that's in through the play-in, and it's extremely hard in the West to get up to above that 7th spot, I imagine the team and the fan base is believe how we get in. Let's get in and cause havoc. As for the Miami Heat, some changes have been made.
Yeah.
Some changes have been made, and this group really is starting to take shape. And it's been fun to watch because it usually takes a lot longer than 4 games, right? It usually is a good, couple weeks, maybe even a month to really find rhythm. And Coach Spoelstra has pushed all these elements, Belly, Victor, and Trevor, into the forefront. All those guys are in the rotation. 2 of them are starting. So we're really finding out about the brotherhood because there's some guys who were doing some things and now their number's not getting called. But like Kendrick Nunn, there's a saying around this place, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So you can't get into your feelings. There was a reason why Pat Riley and the others in basketball operations made the decision to go get these players. They didn't go get them so they could sit on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting time. Most head coaches say that they love the fact that they can be pressured by circumstance. And what I mean by that is everybody's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You got 17 guys. Everybody wants to play. But most nights only 10, if that, are going to find their way to the floor.
Okay, hear me out then, because this is a new team-ish from the Miami Heat than what the Grizzlies faced just last month in early March or mid-March, where the Grizzlies right now are 2nd in pace and the Miami Heat are 28th. Yet last game, the Heat still got up more field goals. The Grizzlies are 1st in points in the paint. The Miami Heat are 24th, still outscored the Grizzlies by 10 in the paint. They out-rebounded them, they out-assisted them, yet they still lost. The Miami Heat still lost that game. So what's going to be the difference maker going into this one? Is it the new players?
I just think it's the thing that you hear coaches talk about all the time. I'm not going to be entertaining and sexy for you on this one. I'm going to be coach speak on this one. Each team's trying to be who they are, quicker and longer than the other team. If you get drawn into someone else's style, you're losing. And so I think that you can get away with it sometimes. But for the most part, you're trying to be you. And for the Miami Heat to get caught up in the pace game of the Grizzlies is silly unless it's one of those nights where shooting percentages are just magically delicious. And so if you'll look at the last few games, what's happening? The 3 ball's falling again. And that was a Miami Heat signature last season on the way to the Eastern Conference Championship in the finals. It had not been something that had been consistent over the first half of the season. So keep an eye on Duncan Robinson. Keep an eye on Oladipo finding his offensive scoring legs. Jimmy and Bam are in full form. Don't sleep on that.
Jimmy and Bam. We remember fondly.
Exactly. But I don't expect the Miami Heat to run up and down the floor. Although I'm literally preparing a story that This team has been dominant in fast break points. And so I don't know if that's always pace, though, right? That could just be the opportunistic dynamic of trying to get the deflection, turn that into a steal, and get going the other way. And they've just done that a lot over the last 4 games.
Okay, so if that's not their style, if you had to put the Miami Heat style into one sentence, what style do they like to play at? Hit the third?
Style is resilient.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the style.
Up their sleeve.
Yeah, that's what I see every night. They can get down 25 and still make it a game. Like the clock might start being a 6th opponent, when you're really trying to climb out of a hole like that. But no, they never quit. That's the thing. It's going to be there until the final buzzer. And that reminds me that at the end of the game last time, Ja hit us with this move right here. I'm calling, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh! Jax, thank you for your time. I don't know if I'm ready to answer.
You don't have to. Ja Morant has to answer. Please know that clip will be running. It was probably running at practice today. It'll run a shoot around tomorrow. Jimmy Butler will have verbiage and intensity for young Ja, who hit us, and he earned it, right? He hit that last shot all night. We had been trapping him, right? And then he just gets to that left hand, got to the bucket, ball game, and he was like, call me. And I was like, but what am I calling you for? Like, I'm almost 50.
Game.
Is that what it was? He called you?
No, I asked him what that meant, and he was like, if you need a bucket, call 12.
Wow. Now I know. All of Heat Nation will know starting at 7:30 tomorrow night that I've learned the interpretation. Call 12. There was a song back in call me. Call me. Yeah, or if you need someone to talk to, call me for a certain guarantee. I was a little flat there on the last part. Better than being sharp, though, because you can hear it.
Thank you for your insight today, Jason Jackson. Appreciate your time always.
You didn't know the music was coming.
Call us tomorrow.
I've got 2 phones.